Olivia Clark had always loved the quiet of living alone. Her little house on the outskirts of town felt like a sanctuary, tucked away from the noise of the world. The hardwood floors creaked with age, and the pipes groaned on cold nights, but she found comfort in the familiar sounds. At first, the noises in the attic didn't bother her. Houses made sounds, wood expanded, things settled, the wind pushed against the roof. But lately, the sounds had changed. Soft, deliberate shuffling, as if someone was up there, moving carefully, step by step. Late at night, when she lay in bed, she could hear it. A slow, methodical creak, then silence. Her heart pounded in those moments, but she always told herself it was her imagination running wild. A rat, maybe. Squirrels, something harmless. But then she started noticing little things. A coffee mug placed in the wrong cabinet. A picture frame tilted ever so slightly. A faint smell of sweat lingering in the hallway when she came home from work. And the worst part, the feeling. That prickle on the back of her neck, like she was being watched. After weeks of restless sleep and convincing herself she was paranoid, Olivia finally decided to put an end to it. She ordered a small security camera online, just enough to give herself peace of mind. Installing it was easy. Placing it in the attic through the ceiling hatch, she felt ridiculous. "I'm wasting my time," she muttered, forcing a nervous laugh as she stood on the stepladder, the little camera blinking to life. That night, she slept better than she had in weeks, feeling reassured that she'd finally put the fear to rest. But in the morning, when she checked the footage, she almost dropped her phone. There, on the screen, captured in grainy black and white, was a man, thin, pale, disheveled, crawling through the attic on his hands and knees, his face inches from the floorboards, peering through the cracks, right into her bedroom. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. Her hands shook so badly she could barely hold the phone. She rewound the footage, watching him again and again. He had been there all along, living above her, watching her sleep. She called the police, heart racing, hands clammy. They arrived quickly, swarming the house, guns drawn, breaking through the attic hatch. But when they climbed inside, it was empty. No man, no sign of anyone. Just a nest of blankets stuffed into the far corner, crumpled food wrappers, empty water bottles, and something far worse, a collection of handwritten notes, dozens of them, neatly stacked beside the makeshift bed. Olivia swallowed hard as one of the officers read aloud, "You look so peaceful when you sleep." Her legs nearly gave out beneath her. The officer flipped through the pages, his expression darkening with each one. Some were detailed logs, entries that went back over a year, describing her daily routines in unsettling precision. When she left for work, what time she showered, how often she spoke on the phone. And then, one note in particular made her stomach drop. "I love the way you leave the window unlocked at night." Despite their efforts, the police couldn't find him. No fingerprints, no leads. It was like he had vanished.
Yep.
They told her it was possible he had left the attic the night before, sensing that she was onto him. Olivia tried to believe it, but something didn't sit right. He had been watching her for so long. He wouldn't just leave. She spent the next few nights locked in her bedroom, terrified, jumping at every sound. The house didn't feel like home anymore. It felt like a hunting ground. 3 days after the attic incident, Olivia lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She hadn't slept in over 24 hours, exhaustion pressing heavy on her chest. The house was silent. And then, a voice, soft, gentle, right next to her ear. "I never left." Olivia bolted upright, screaming, scrambling for her phone. She flipped on every light in the house, her hands shaking so hard she could barely type 911. The police arrived in minutes, tearing through the place. But once again, nothing. They searched the attic, the crawl spaces, even the walls. But all they found was a single note, sitting on her pillow. "You shouldn't leave your door unlocked." That was it. Olivia packed her things that night and left, crashing at a friend's place until she found a new apartment across town. For a while, she felt safe again. She changed jobs, changed routines, and even got a dog for extra security. But paranoia doesn't fade overnight. She triple-checked locks, slept with a baseball bat under her bed. She avoided walking past vents, fearing what might be hiding inside. And then, 2 months later, it happened again. She woke up in her new apartment, feeling the same old unease creeping into her chest. Pushing the covers off, she walked to the kitchen, already dreading another restless day. But as she poured her coffee, her stomach twisted, because there, on the counter, a small, folded piece of paper. She didn't want to open it. Her hands trembled as she reached for it, bile rising in her throat. She unfolded it slowly, her vision blurring with fear. And there, in the same familiar handwriting, "You can't hide from me." Olivia dropped the note, stumbling backward, her breath ragged. Through the window, she swore she saw a shadow in the alley, watching, waiting. She closed the blinds, locking every door, but deep down, she knew. He never left.